Hey there, everybody! Welcome back! So we are actually going to be playing something a little bit different today, and we're playing Aquarius. Obviously, this is kind of like a fish keeping type of game. So if you're into your different types of fish, then it's probably one for you. And how you doing there, Mister Andy the Farmer, Dead Soul, Mister Jers, High Tide Mace, and hello, what was that? Oh. It's Mr. Shoddy! Must be in the room. Yes, he is. Thank you, Mr. Shoddy, for the Godzilla roar. Much appreciated. So, anywho, yes, so we are actually in the basement. So, I'm going to kind of work through all the different places that you can basically set up fish tanks and stuff. And hopefully get into the supermarket, which is the thing I need to sort out today. So, obviously, if you've never seen this game before, so to start off with, you are basically a kid who gets your first fish tank. You then have to set it up for goldfish, I think it is, and time goes on, your parents start spreading the word around their friends and family, so you start setting up their tanks and fixing their tanks, cleaning them as a little side job, but it keeps going on and going and going, and eventually your parents give you this basement that we're in. So obviously you have to go through, clean it up, tidy it up, redecorate, stuff like that. And eventually set up your own tanks and start creating a decent income. Now obviously I've gone through a lot of this already. Shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Mommy shark. Oh, yes, exactly. We do have some sharks. Not here, but we do have sharks. So we'll get to that in a minute. But thank you, Mr. Johnny, for the baby shark and the 50 biddies. So one thing I'm just going to do is quickly run through and check all my fish are happy. So all you have to do, all I tend to do is just come in, have a little look, see where they're unhappy, just hover over. Obviously, looking at the stats there, it just basically says there's a few too many fish. So just sell a couple and they'll be fine. See happy faces. That's basically what I want to do. Obviously this, actually I'm going to sell that one because can't both get any more. You should be fine. Now obviously with this particular place, you can actually set up your tanks. So you can sell the fish, you can sell the tanks, the decorations, the whole lot to make a good bit of money. Now the problem with that is obviously people come in, they buy the plants, the decorations, the fish. So this is where the fish start becoming unhappy because they don't have enough plants or enough decorations. So look at that, we need to buy some more plants. That's plants as well. And obviously that one's decorations. And maybe a few more fishies as well along there. So what we'll do is we'll start off with hitting the old tab key. We'll grab some plants now. Obviously there's two different types of fish in here. You have freshwater and you have obviously saltwater marine fish, as I would call them. Well, it was more fitting than chicken does. Yes, I suppose it was, yes. But thank you, Mr. Johnny, for that. So, yeah, what I tend to do is just click on the saltwater stuff. Also, we've got the freshwater right there. And it shows you exactly what you need. Now, one thing I will say, and I didn't realize this, keep an eye on the temperature range for your plants. If they're going to a tank that's a little bit over their temperature range, they will not be happy. So I tend to try and find one that has a good range. So usually this one, to be honest. So we're going to buy a few of them and we'll just dump them in. As you can see, I've already got some already in here, so they should be fine anywho. So, right, one, and we're just going to bury them in the ground there. And hopefully this will make the fishies happy. And we'll get into doing a little more in a minute. There. But yeah, there's a whole tutorial at the beginning, so don't worry if you don't get everything. But if you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them during the stream. So, obviously, I think that should be enough for that. Obviously, decoration-wise, I always usually go with things like the corals because they do quite well. I think I'm going to go with something a little different this time. Oh, let's see, I've got quite a lot now unlocked. It's kind of cool. Maybe a couple of them. Actually, I might go with a couple of them. I don't think I've got any of them with the corals because they're only decorations. They don't have any temperature ranges or anything like that, so you can literally dump them straight in. Obviously, you can just drop them straight in if you want to. I tend to drop them right down to the tank floor, so it shows the item will be attached. There we go. There, 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 and there. Doesn't have to be anything spectacular, to be honest. If we come back into here, as you can see, okay, there's some unhappy here. Maybe a few too many plants. So what you could do is come into here. You can actually sell them individually if you wanted to. So that's one. I'll probably get rid of that one as well. And they're now happy. So that is what I want. Is I want happy fish. Now, see this last one, the seahorses, just needs a few more fish. So we've got to go in to the fish section, to the seawater, and seahorses right there. Now, I think I've got about 3 or 4, so I'll probably buy 4. Should be enough to get them back into happiness. Just drop them on the top, they should be fine. Go back in, and happy faces. So that tank is pretty much set up, sorted. And obviously we'll come over to here, we'll do the same thing again, go through, we'll have a look, see what they're saying. So fish amounts, so we need to get some more rasboras, we need to get some more normal guppies there, as well as some more of the other type of guppies. So what I'll probably do is do maybe 5 or 6 of each. So these are freshwater. So there is the normal ones, we'll do say 5 of them, we'll dump them in. They have quite a big fish range, as it were. Hey Farmworks, how you doing? I'm not doing too bad, thanks. So that's the guppies in. We'll do some rasps, which are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One thing to remember as well with when you are setting up these tanks is to check out the types of fish there are, because you have some that are just meat eaters or carnivores. You have some like this one, for example, which are algae eaters. But then you also have things like, if they're in here, the piranha, which are probably best kept on their own, really. I'm not seeing it. Is it that one? Nope, nope. But yeah, there's some. Oh, there we go. The piranha, for example. So obviously that is carnivore. But this is the thing you have to be very careful of, is the predator side of things, because they will eat the other fish in your tank. So be very careful. In one of my other places, I think it's the one of the other ones I've got anyway. I'll show you in a minute. But I do have them pretty much on their own, and I think I did try put some sucker mouth catfish in there, but they tended to eat them as soon as they went in. So yeah, maybe a specimen tank for just them. But yeah, where were we? So guppies. Okay, we need a few more normal guppies. So we'll grab a couple more of them. There. But yes. Oop, I keep doing that. Don't do that. So that's happy. And all I'm doing is pointing at the tank and hitting the Q key, by the way, to bring up the information here. Now, the nice thing is, if your fish breed, which is a good possibility, you can sustain your fish tanks pretty well. However, obviously, in this level, where they actually get sold, you have to keep topping them up, basically. With some of the other ones, or a lot of the other ones, they tend to just keep breeding and breeding and breeding, which allows you an income as well. So getting to those other places is a good idea. And as you can see, I've got a fair bit of money already, so yes. Right, so that tank should be fine now. So around the back here, I do have another tank. Now, one of the things is around the shop here, as it were, you can see these shelves. You can purchase them with a G key when you do start playing, and you can start stocking them with stuff that does sell. So you got 3 right there, you got 2 there, the one in the corner here. This is your own personal storage, so any fish food you might have or pH balances, stuff like that can go onto these shelves. Yeah. Oh, did I not turn that light on? No, I didn't. And then we've got this one right here. Now, all you have to do when you want to refill these shelves, just point at them, and as you can see, you got the little pop-up, just left mouse button, and it'll restock the whole lot. So that's done, and that's done. Good way of making more money as well, having these shelves set up. Now let's have a look. So discus. So now things like this, where it says fish amount is unhappy. It says it's too many. All you have to do is sell 1 or 2 just to get them back into that happiness. Now, obviously, one thing to do, what I would highly recommend, is go to the top of the list, because you'll usually find that that is the most pricey fish in the list. So sell that first, and then yeah, work your way down. So obviously that other discus right there is unhappy, so we need to buy a few more of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 6. We'll see how that does. Very expensive fish these are, I swear. There you go, nice and happy fish now. It's just under the maximum, so that is good. And these guys, let's see. So yeah, these guys are happy. A few too many. So 1, 2, back to happy face. Good. Scroll down. Same thing again. So unhappy. Would sell a couple there just to take it under a bit more. They're happy. Need to buy some more Moon Mane. Get rid of that one. So we need to get maybe 5 or 6 Moon Mane. So these guys are freshwater. Excuse me, freshwater, and they're kind of cool because obviously when you first start out, you don't have all of these fish. Just so you're aware, I've played this game for quite a bit, so I do have a lot unlocked. Oops, maybe it's saltwater then. Moon Mains. There we go. It's the green one I think it was we had. So grab a few of them. And there you go. Some glow-in-the-dark fishies is kind of interesting. So kind of keep them fairly similar. Oh, that was a little bit too many there on the solar fish. I'm pretty sure it was the green. Yes, there we go. So they are now all happy. We can leave that there. Now, one thing is, each day you can actually open your little shop, which I'll do in just a sec. All you let you do is come over to this little sign, click on it, and it gives you the option to either open or skip the day. I always open it because obviously it's got to be a good way for you guys to make money. And it'll just run through all the tanks. There is a table in the center that you can actually purchase tanks on, set them up, and then move them across. So there we go. So I had 21 visitors, 100% satisfied with their visit, which is nice. That's what you want to aim for, is that 100%. And obviously I did earn $6,562 just from that little visit. Not bad, actually. What you can then do is go back through, top up all your shelves, and obviously go through your tanks again. I'm going to skip the tanks for the minute. But yeah, this is your main table for setting your tanks up. Obviously in here, obviously you got your fish, or you got your salt water, you got your fresh water, you got your all your plants. Obviously they're separated into salt water, fresh water, but you also have different soil types that you can purchase and put as a bottom for the tanks. Then you got obviously all your decorations, so your shells, rocks, stuff like that, as well as your backdrop, so you can actually customize them that little bit more, which is kind of nice. Going on in the actual shop here, we do have a selection of tanks that you can purchase. I should look into maybe doing a few more, but I haven't got any space at the minute in here. So maybe I'll shut a couple down or sell them off and just replace them with something new. Then obviously you get into your utilities. So this is where you can be able to find your net, your shovel, your scraper for cleaning the glass, stuff like that. pH, your salt, which is needed for every saltwater tank you set up. Don't make my mistake by creating a saltwater tank without putting the salt in. The fish die rather quickly. And by the way, before I go any further, hello to Mr. Shawnee and Mr. Deadsoul over on YouTube. But yes, there's a whole selection. You've got filters, you have heaters, light units, that you name it. They've got pretty much everything that I can think of that you'd need to start up a fish tank. In addition, always keep an eye on around your area, because you may have jobs that you can earn extra cash as well. So the ones I've usually had in here is like cleaning algae off of fish tanks or scooping dead fish out of tanks, stuff like that. So, but yes, this is pretty much sorted out. So I'm going to now leave. So this is everything so far within the game. So obviously this is the basement where I am currently at. obviously, once you've done that, you can then go on to doing the exhibition, the oceanarium, the museum, and stuff like that. Obviously, today I want to focus on this, but I'm going to just run through these guys. Obviously, if you got the DLC for the Japanese guarding, that will be there as well, along with the Arctic base. But yes, I do have that now as the DLC. I just need to get it unlocked. But yeah, I've got to go through, show you what I've done with each thing so far. So I've been there already. So we'll go up to the exhibition and we'll have a little look around, make sure the tanks are all sorted out. Now, one thing I will say, since I last played this game live on a stream, I will say, look, that's not bad. They have added one thing new into this section here that was never part of it before. Look at that, 4 days, 216 visitors. That is not bad. So that's a good way of making money. This right here, these little tokens. When I last played, I never had these tokens. So what they've basically added in is a little slot machine here. You put your coin at the top, and it'll give you something. It could be money, it could be a decoration, it could be anything literally in here. Oh, there we go. So there is a nice little decoration. So what I'm just doing with some of these, some I'm getting rid of them because I really don't need them. Others I am keeping hold of for potentially future tank decorations. But yeah, this is another thing you'll get is some money as well. That was a nice little 1,000 there. So there we go. But yeah, each day you should get one of these tokens. So bear that in mind. Oh, another little lion. So we'll have you. And final coin. It's kind of strange. I only actually did this earlier this afternoon. Cleared them and I've already gained 4 more. It's terrible. There we go. So keep safety. So this is what I've basically done up here. So see, same thing as the last place. When you get here, you will have very, very little to start off with. I think it's one tank over on the bench at the bottom there to get set up and get you up and running. As you can see, we've got 4 tanks on this side that you can set up. There's also some pearls to collect, which we'll get to in a minute. And on this side, we have 4 decent sized tanks as well. Now, one thing I would highly recommend, if you're not going to be around too often, is to get these little fish feeders unlocked, because they do keep your fish happy. I will say that. Might change that colour. They're not showing the fishies up very well. Let me just come into here. Let's do blue. Maybe. Try blue there as well. Now, see, one of the things is with the tanks I've put in here, I haven't bothered to put any backgrounds on, but you can do if you wanted to. But yeah, same thing again as previously. I'm going to come into here. We're just going to check them. They're all happy, so that's fine. Don't have to worry about use. Now these guys are a little bit happy because there's a few too many. So let's start at the top. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's go to the top. And I'll just work my way through them. Now these fish don't sell, so they'll just keep breeding and breeding, allowing you to get more money, which is kind of nice. So usually it's 1 fish per, just to sell off. There we go. And I think if I remember rightly, with these white streams, these are ones that are actually given to you to keep, as it were, and eventually you have to sell so many for you to be able to then buy more later on. But that's like a little side mission that you need to keep an eye on. There we go. Oscars, a few too many. But yeah, this is a good way of making a bit of extra money. Oh, why are you unhappy? Oh, a few too many on the black moors there. Good. But yeah, as you can see, I've got a fair few decorations now, just from that little thing over there. We'll pop them in there for later. Obviously, you got your storage right there for your bits and pieces. And the nice thing is, if you have a tank that you really like the look of, you can take a picture of it with the F12 button, and then around the shop you have these little pictures that you can actually put the images into. I've put a few randoms in here, but yeah, it's kind of nice way of keeping them. Obviously, these are just displays. You don't have to worry about any of them. One thing I will say is right here, this is a little troublesome thing you have to try and figure out, but to give you. You have to sort of move them around to get them in the right place to unlock more decorations for your tanks as well. So kind of an interesting thing. But let's get into here. So this is kind of a saltwater community tank. Keeping it fairly simple at the minute, and overall everybody is happy in here. Yeah. Oh, one of the other things that I did notice is it must have been a update when I wasn't playing. They've also added into the tanks a where is it? This water filtration level. You need to keep an eye on that so you get the correct filter that will filter the water. So you want to aim for something fairly large. You may need to put in multiple smaller ones just to get it over that literage, as it were. So yes, hello Mr. Coffee Man, welcome in. By the way guys, if you're not following Mr. Coffee Man, Mr. Farmer Marks, or anybody else that's had a shout out so far, make sure you click on the links, give them a follow, and remember, !fish. Now with these guys right here, these are little pearl shell clams, and obviously some will produce pearls, which you can then display. I haven't had any in a while. Oops. There is a way of turning them, but yeah, these are all empty at the minute. I haven't had any new ones yet, which is kind of crazy. I might leave them for the minute just to keep going. Yeah, where were we? So here's my little piranhas. Look at that. Nice little tank, but yeah, a few too many, so let's sell that off. And we'll sell some puffers off there. And a bit. So yeah, once you get going, you can unlock more and more fish tanks. Different sizes, different shapes. Obviously in here, if we come into the tanks here, obviously it's those 3. So these, I believe you could set up individual small ones and have multiples on. I've never actually tried it, but it'd be nice if you could remove these, for example, and set up individual tanks. They're just really display. Same with these here. It'd be nice if you could maybe break them down or something, for example. Actually, I actually wonder. What is that picking up on? Click and hold. It's telling me to click on and hold. I think it's this thing. Yeah, it must be that I'm picking up on. I was hoping you could. I suddenly thought it would be nice if you could break these down, for example, and replace them. Maybe put a new cabinet there and stuff like that. But I don't think you can put tanks on there because that was also a chair, isn't it? But it'd be nice if there was other places or more places for more fish tanks. But yeah, same thing again with this. You can come up to here. You can go anywhere. Obviously, if you for here, let me just show you as well. When you do get here, if you go to the computer here, you can actually open up the exhibition if you wanted to. Obviously, right now I can't do it because I've just done it. But yeah, good way of making money. There is a little pond out there as well. I missed that. I've only just got that unlocked, where it's got some cold water fish in here, which are happy. You've got some rod, some bream. Oh, the breams are a little bit unhappy, so sell one. But yeah, keeping it very simple out here. I was thinking maybe some koi or something like that, actually. I might replace them at some point, because I do have some kois from one of the other places, the Japanese garden. So that's that. So let's jump into here, just check on the fishies. Now this is one I still have not been able to get to 100%, is the Japanese garden. All the others are getting there, or pretty much there, but this one is taking a while to do. But yes, just need to quickly whiz around. I'm just going to show you what I've done here. Obviously it will cover, oh that's not bad, 84%, it's getting up there. But yeah, obviously you got multiple ponds that you got. So when you get on here, this is obviously one of the DLCs. You have to go through, clear wood and debris, stuff like that, tidy it up, clean the fish tanks out, or the pond should say, and add the fish back in, decorations, all the usual stuff. With this one, it's all kois for the most part. Koi or goldfish. So as you can see, there's a lot of different types of koi in here, and quite a lot. And if you look at the prices, this is a good way of getting some money. So if you can get onto here, buy them cheap, grow them up, because they will grow in your tanks, by the way, and they'll also breed. So good way of making money. Obviously in here, for example, you have to build that guy right there, the little pagoda. So, oh, what's this? Oh, he's a little bit unhappy, so we'll sell that. So, koi. Oh, you as well. There we go. But yeah, if you can keep them happy, it means the customers will be happy as well. But yeah, all the things like this, you have to gather wood and stuff like that and rebuild it. There's other things around. Then you get into here and you got off the actual tanks with fish that you got to supply. You are fine. Just got to make sure they're fine. Yep, you're good. This one here I've only just set up a few days ago with a load of snake heads. Thought that'd be kind of nice. Japanese garden, snake heads, that kind of thing. I'm kind of thinking I might redo this tank here because it might make a nice Arapaima tank. So I don't know. I do have some of these fish already. What are you? Oh yeah, that's one of the little things I found. It's a little samurai hat. There we go, pop that there. But yeah, these little goldfish right here, I do have them on that tank around the corner there, so I might redo this for the Arapaimas, which I think would suit this area. And then we got some pufferfish and triggerfish in here, so they are fine, or porcupine fish, should say. One thing I will say is when you get on here, there is a little quest down there to do as well, so yes. But yeah, this whole area is fairly well set up. Doesn't need too much attention. But while I'm here, I'm just going to run it through a day to gather some extra money. There we go. So let's open you up. There we go. But yes, how is everybody, by the way? Sorry, I was just rabbiting on there. Hopefully you all had a great day so far. I didn't even realise on Monday it was Groundhog Day. Dang for you guys over in America. There we go. 92% better. That's a lot better. I need to get up to 100% and then this place should be happy. But right now, let's go to the Oceanarium where I've done a lot of work over the last, week or so since starting back up playing the game. This is kind of where I kind of got a bit lost on what to do, but I've got there. Oh, that's not bad. Good, cool. So, welcome to the Oceanarium. So, initially you started off with setting up all the tanks as usual. So I've kind of gone with a mixture of fresh water and a little bit of salt in here. So this particular one is primarily angelfish, stuff like that. Very nice little communal type tank. Let's see, how is everybody doing? Okay, with pearl gouramis are a bit unhappy because they've got too many. So we'll sell a couple of them off. Yeah, so yeah, in this one we've got angelfish, we've got pearl gouramis, clown loaches, there's guppies in here, as well as some suckermouth catfish at the bottom. Just want to make sure. Oh, heck yeah, we need to sell one of them. There we go. But yeah, the nice thing is, the bigger the tank as well, the more fish you can get, or the more of a particular fish you can have in there. So bear that one in mind. Obviously, this is my little piranha tank. Kind of want to redo this so it's more primitive, I suppose. Primal. But they are happy. Obviously, most of my fish tanks, if not all of them, do have a automatic fish feeder. This one's Oscars and some suckermouth. So kind of more of a specific fish in some of these. But I could go in and add some, maybe some rams or something like that. That's works well with them. I've got some lionfish, so these are kind of on their own because they are a bit of a poisonous fish, but I thought I'd put them in here as well. But then we'll come through to here, and this is the big tank. Oh yes. So in here we have rays, we do have some hammerhead sharks, we've got some big jellyfish, we've got some turtles in here, And Boris, my white, what was it? My, oh cripes. My big boy. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? The great white shark. I bought him as a baby, and he's getting there. He's getting good prices. But yeah, we've got some turtles in here. We have mahi-mahi, hammerhead sharks, manta rays, stingrays, a different type of stingray there. And also these guys here, the star darters. Now, these were sent to me within the game as a subject fish, I believe it is, from like a local fish place. And you have to sort of breed them and then sell them. And you have to sell like 10 of them, and then they unlock other ones. Now, I've done it already, and I've actually gained, I think it was 2 additionals in addition to this one, forms of this particular fish. So doing these little fishes on the side does help, but we've got loads of little jellyfish and stingrays and stuff. But yeah, this is still a work in progress. Oh look, there's a hammerhead right there. Hello, mate. But yeah, this corner over here, I'm kind of working it to build it up and create like a little coral type of area. And one thing I did find in here, I didn't even realize it did it, but around the back here, when you get to this place, around the back here, we have this little tank. And this is actually for growing your corals in. So you can actually go into here. Is it this one? No, that one there. Into the salt water. No, it's the plants. It must be this one then. Corals, there you go. You can actually buy these small, put them into this tank, leave them for a while, but what they will do is they will actually grow. They literally will grow, because these guys over here... Oh, hello. Hello, mate. I don't think you might be out of here. But yeah, all of these corals right there, I placed them down earlier today, and I actually bought them small, on the smallest price, and they've literally gone huge. So if you want to save a little bit of money, buy them small, put them in there for a little while, and leave them to grow. Same thing again over here. Also, we've got the pictures, so you can show off certain things. In here, we also have a cafe, which is unlocked. I've now got everything over here, so we've got some magnets. I think there's some up there, and I think there's some at the bottom there. We've got a little that I'm gonna have to destroy, but we've got a coffee maker to top up. We've got different energy drinks over here. We have the food now unlocked as well. I was kind of showing this the other day. There we go. Lots and lots of donuts. They're very popular. It'd be nice if they restocked, but nope. In addition, we do have some little teddies up here, which are kind of cute. So we've got like a pufferfish there. We got some little sharks. We got some clownfish, I think, and some turtles. And in addition, you can come to this little place and collect the money for anything sold. Obviously, I've now got it maxed up, so I'm happy there. We'll get to that. That'll give you a little bit extra money as well. And then obviously we've got the tunnel of fish as well. This is another thing you have to do. You can unlock, you basically purchase it for about 20,000, and you get all the tanks pre-placed, I will say, but you've got to go through, set them all up. So the first tank is always shrimps. So just make sure that you can get a lot in here. They're all happy, so that's fine. Then obviously you got some glowfish right here. They're all happy. Then we have some electric catfish over here. Oh, they're unhappy. Now they're happy. But yeah, you've got to set up all of these tanks. Add the specific fish. Last thing. Each tank is a specific fish when you're coming through this area. But yeah, you've got to come through. You unlock it. You do basically one tank. You can then move on to the next one. Clear it. Set up another tank and go on from there. This one's got some jellyfish in here. You're a few too many there. Let's find the top of this list because it'll be the highest pricing. There we go. But yeah, the whole thing, this actually took me a little while to all do, so I'm glad it's done now because it's just basically making me money now. It took me a few attempts to do it. Had to run it through a couple of days, and obviously my final tank in here is obviously the Arapaima. And yes, they are happy. I literally started off with just 3 Arapaima, and it goes up to about 6 or 7 before they become unhappy, I will say. But the nice thing was those additionals, you can just sell them off and put them into more decorations, more plants if you wanted to, better lighting, stuff like that. But yes, it's great. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. So yes, obviously this one as well, obviously because you're having the meat eaters, the sharks in here, there is a floating feeder that drops pieces of meat in. I'm kind of trying to see where he is. He's right there. I need to check it to see if he's full. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I want that. Okay, so he is fine, but I'll top that up anyway. So yeah, that just drops pieces of meat every now and again for the sharks, and they stay happy. But yeah, Bruce Element. He's the only one I've got, but I literally had him tiny little thing. But yeah, so mahi there. But yeah, this is still a work in progress. I'm kind of wanting to add in a few more rocks, some more plants here, so it's more like a forest type thing, seaweed forest type thing. Then this side is going to be more plain and more coralish. Is what I'm kind of aiming for eventually. But obviously I've got to keep an eye on the fish happiness as well. So that's area sorted, and you can actually go to the top of that big tank as well if you wanted to. Now this is another area that I've recently unlocked, is the underwater museum, and we'll just whiz around this. Obviously with this one, it's kind of linked in partly to the oceanarium as well, because there's a side mission where you have to go off, find and discover bones and such. So as you can see, I've got some done already. Not everything is done. I've got the will is now completed. You actually find all of the bones in the ocean area at the oceanarium side mission, so bear that in mind. But yeah, I've got a megalodon jaw right there. We have a plesiosaur, a little turtle thing there. But in addition, because obviously it's being a fishing game, there is also there's 4 fish tanks for you to set up. Obviously this one I've started setting up with some clown triggerfish here. I do need to look in to see if I can get some other fish just to help fill it up. But yeah, this is doing not too bad. It's simple and it works. The central one, I wanted a lot of sharks and stuff in there, so I've got the hammerheads in here. Put some mahi in here as well, and some razor in here, just to make sure that they're all happy. Yeah, they're fine. They should be fine. This is another place that doesn't sell the fish, so when they breed, you just need to sell it to make a little bit of extra money. This is like your little own area. Obviously, with all these bones that you collect, you got to clean them. So basically, any bones you find get dumped over here. They can then be cleaned in here by hand with a little jet washer. Or later on, you can actually unlock this machine that you can put the bones in, and it'll clean them for you, which is kind of nice. Obviously, we've got this little dude right here, which is Tylosaurus, which is another like fish type dinosaur. But then we've got an Egypt area, and yes, that's where I found these little guys here. My little angler fish. These guys are staying on their own because, once again, they are a predatory fish, and they will eat your fish as well if you put them in there. Out of interest, they are happy. So, but these are, yes, definitely a good way of making some money. These guys as well. One thing I do want to check is I do have an ongoing mission at the minute to breed some fish, but I need to sell 5 more. Okay. So these guys right here are up in this tank. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Big rays. I don't see them. Oh, that's weird. Hello? I know they're there. So these jelly rays, these are ones that you get sent from like a laboratory type place to basically grow up, breed, and then obviously sell. Obviously got sell 10. Obviously I need to do 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know you're unhappy, but that is going to unlock them so I can purchase more. Hey KW, how you doing? There we go, there we go, there we go. Just make sure that they're all happy chappies. Yes, they are. Now, once you've got and sold the full amount you need, you just come over here and claim it. So you actually get those jelly rays unlocked. Obviously, as you can see, this is the one I've been working with. But it's also giving me a luminescent blue one, a luminescent green, and a nice little pinky red one there. So what I can now do... Close. Obviously, it will save. I can now come into the shop, and I think if I remember rightly, there was salt water. If I scroll on through, probably right down to the bottom. There we go. So they're there. They have now been added. So what I can actually do is I'll grab a few of them, and I might even throw a few of those other ones in just to add them in there. But yeah, visually I can't see them, which is interesting. And they're quite big as well, so 1, 2, 3. But that's how big they are to start off with, but they will get a lot bigger, that's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, so they're happy. So if I grab maybe 3 of each of the other ones while we're here. Oops. So we'll grab 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm hoping 3 is going to be about the right amount to start off with to keep them happy. Oh, hello, you're a big boy. Oh, come out there. There we go. Let's check that. So yeah, 3 is happy. Chappy's good. So yeah, it's definitely getting there. Definitely getting there. But yeah, we've got a Spinosaurus over here that we've got to find somewhere. There's that actually used to be a T-Rex. For some weird reason, it's unlocked a Spinosaurus. Kind of curious if that's going to stay as a Triceratops or if that will change to something else later on. But yes, this is basically the museum, and yeah, that's about it really. One thing I will say, with bags of soil, don't go mad if you're just starting out. 1 bag should do at least 3 tanks, just so you're aware. So save your money. Don't go buying hundreds of bags and ended up having no money. Yes. Let me just open this and we'll see how we get on with number-wise. But yes, any questions? Any questions at all, guys? But yeah, to be honest, if you just go through the tutorial at the beginning, it gives you pretty much the basis of what you need to do. But yeah, this I need to get up a little bit higher. But obviously, hopefully once I get more of these skeletons complete, that should be fine. Right then, so that is pretty much everything so far. Now, one other thing that's been added since I last played is the laboratory, and this is where you can start creating your own little fishies, and I've already done my first one. It was very tricky. So you get your own little laboratory area. The first thing you have to do when you get here is set up these 2 tanks. One is a fresh water, one is a salt water. For the simple fact, if we come to the computer, you'll see right here that it has a whole selection of mixtures of freshwater and saltwater fish that you have to kind of research and play around with their DNA and stuff. And literally about 4:30 this afternoon my time, I finally got this one done. So I only ended up having to set up 1 tank for the goldfish, 1 for the angelfish in that one. Obviously freshwater, saltwater. Obviously once you've done that, what you can actually do is Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, there's a little bit at the bottom here where you can extract the DNA. You then add in the pink stuff right there. I'm going to give you guys a heads up on this one if anybody hasn't done it. Add that pink stuff into the solution there. That then little vial will go into the centrifuge over there in the back to be spun around, spun around, and spun around. Once it's ejected, you can put it into this little blue machine right here. At that point, you can then start playing around with the DNA, and you have to get in a particular sequence within that range, and it took me about 6 or 7 goes to get it correct. So if you don't find it straight away, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the behind, that's for sure. I'm not going to do another one yet because I obviously need to sell these fish off and I need to sell these goldfish off. But what I can do, if they're in here, I don't think they're in here. Nope, I didn't put it in here. But any fish that you basically research will be added into your fish buying area. So if I actually scroll down here, there is that gold muda. Oh, golden muda, which is the one I literally created from nothing. I'm actually going to save that. So that is a hybrid of these goldfish and these guys right there. It took me a while to figure things out here. But yeah, the whole place needed to be cleaned up. You have to obviously set the tanks up. You have to. The first thing you really have to do is set up these pipes. So that, and when you first start, the pipes to buy will be on this desk right here. So you need to buy the straight pieces, the valves, the corner pieces, and all that, just to get the water in. It's crazy. But yes, if you haven't got to the laboratory, I would highly recommend giving it a go in between other jobs. But right, with that being said, we are actually going to head to the supermarket because I've not actually been there. I've been holding off from going here. I really have been holding off from going here because I wanted to do it live to see what mess we have to deal with, start off with. Right, so welcome to Aquatic Supermarket. This place needs your passion and dedication to come back to life. Your task is to transform this empty space into a bustling aquarium supermarket. Start by tidying up the space, preparing the first aquariums, and preparing the supermarket for business. Stock up everything your future customers will need. Set up and decorate the aquariums to catch the eyes of visitors. Show that you can turn an empty supermarket into a lively place that will be popular among aquarium enthusiasts. Good luck. Wow. So, first reward. Look at that. We get a whole load of stuff to start off. We got some numbs there. We got some plants. Some more decorations. It looks like we've got some fish as well. Some piranha, pineapple fish, anglerfish, so yeah, or archerfish, should say. So very cool. So yep, we'll just close that. And let me have a quick drink. And yeah, so the first thing we're going to need to do is tidy up. Goody. Now, the nice thing is I do have a little bit of money, so one thing I would say is maybe run through those earlier levels, build up a decent bank balance just in case. Now, to pick things up, you just point at them and then hold down your left mouse button. Once you get to where you want to, you can just drop it straight into the bin, so we're just going to go through. We'll collect all this rubbish up off the floor. We're going to need to get a mop in a minute for some of these skid marks, but we'll do this part first. One thing you can do if you're at a bit of a distance, you can hit the space bar and you can throw the stuff into the bin if you wanted to. Sometimes you can get it, other times not. And that kind of looks like Caesar from Planet of the Apes. One thing is you can repair stuff as well, so there we go. That's good, that's tidy, that's fine. There we go, let's sort this out. It looks like there's something there that we can unlock in a little while. But let's get this section all sorted out first of all. So cardboard boxes, bin bags, plastic tubs, stuff like that can all be thrown away. Cans, potato chip wrappers, you name it, you'll find them in here. When I was doing my little scuba diving earlier the other day, I actually found crisp wrappers, bottles of wine that were empty. It was crazy, the stuff, even bits of pallets as well. It's disgusting, people are. They just do not care about our lovely world. Oh look, pallets. Oh, I think I might have missed something over there. There we go. There we go. It'd be nice if you could take the bin around with you, but no such luck. Looks like there's quite a mess in here, actually. But it's all good. We'll just go through, get everything, and we'll just tidy all this up. So this is what I really wanted to show it from the start. So rather than coming in and having it half done already, I kind of held off for you guys so you could actually watch and see it being set up from the start. There we go. But yeah, exclamation mark fish, guys. Exclamation mark fish. I'll see you top 5 in the lurk bait will be put into a prize draw at the end of the month. There we go. They need another bin at the back here because it's getting ridiculous. Oh, somebody's got a blue whale. One of my wife's favourite creatures. She would be jealous, I will say that. Oh, there we go. Obviously, if you didn't want to do all that walking, what you could always do is just grab it, chuck it closer, and drag it down. It looks like some of these walls can be moved, maybe, to expand the store. Oh. Oh, missed it again. Oh, man. But yes, there we go. We're getting there slowly. There's a lot of rubbish actually in here. I think this is the most I've seen so far in any one place. I don't think even the museum had this much rubbish in it. There we go. Can I get it from here? Nope, but I can get it a bit closer. Save me running back and forth. That's the main thing. Oh yes, you can expand out there. Oh, nice. Alrighty. Even these little blue crates are a pain in the behind. There we go. We've got some shelves there that are tipped over, so we're going to have to get them repaired and tipped up right. Go. One thing I would recommend is keeping these for the minute. Maybe replace them later on. That's fine. That's fine. Got some more rubbish here. There's that. Ooh, what's this thing? Barrel, if empty, use a bucket of water to fill it. Okay. Must be some kind of filter or something. I'm not quite sure. But we'll come back to that in a little while. Oh, miles away. Yeah, I'd never make it as a basketball player. That is one thing I will say. Can I? Oh, then again. Oh, look at that one straight in there. I think that was close, but just a little bit off. Oh, that went in. Look at that. Oh, yes. So it looks like we're going to need to purchase like a bucket for the water, stuff like that. Now, on every level you'll find this. You've got a radio that you can actually change the channel if you wanted to. You could actually add in your own custom music as well, from what I understand. This thing here is for saving your game, and I'd highly recommend doing a save often as well, because otherwise you may lose progress. There we go. Get the last few of these in the bin, and I think we can then start on the walls. It does say we got to clean up. Obviously, the top right there is a little mission update. It will change as you're going through. So right now it says we have to clean up the dirt from the floor and water in 7 spots. There we go. I think we're good. We are good. So with that, we're going to need to purchase a mop. So we're coming to the store with the tab key down to the bottom, and if I remember rightly, in the 3 dots there, we've got a mop right there. So we need to purchase one of them, equip it, and just walk up to it, and then hold down the left mouse button and clean the mess. One sec. Sorry about that, I needed to sneeze, so I muted myself. There we go. So there's that. So that's one. Same with the floor, just point, hold down the left mouse button. Now I don't know how this game works with controllers, so you'll have to find that out for yourselves. I want to keep that because that is so cute. I like that. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I like that one. A little bit graffiti. That's a picture. That's a picture. An oil stain. Well, I want to know where to get oil stains. It may be a damp stain or something. I don't know. There. We'll just walk our way through. There's a big one right here. If it's, I was thinking about it, even if it's, I don't know if it's even compatible with controllers. Oh, look, see that that was kind of cool. I like that. Oh man, that's not fair. I kind of like that. Let's see, one more according to this. There we go. Let me just. There is one more right there, so we'll get that as well. Might as well clear all the graffiti, even though I kind of like some of it. There we go. Yep, there we go. So I think for the minute that is useless. So, but obviously right here by the till is obviously our own little shelves for putting our equipment on. So there we go. Right then. So next thing. Right, open it. Right, press the tab to open the shop. Buy a box of any item and select it. What? That. Buy a box of any item. What does it mean by that? We got tanks. We got that. I'm not quite sure what it means by... Oh. What does it mean by a box of any item and select it? That I don't understand. Maybe... Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I gotcha, I gotcha, I gotcha. Okay. Is that on... Okay, that's now on everything. Okay, so you can buy them individually now, or you can buy them as a bulk load, which I guess you can then stock the shelves with. Cool. So, I think in that case, to start off with, we will go with... I think some pirate ships. Let's buy one of them. Obviously, we've got to have the front of it as well, so the front and the back. Okay, now select it. Oh, that's kind of cool. So it's very much similar to like Supermarket Simulator, but it gets added to your own hotbar, as it were, and you can stock shelves that way. So hold the box, click one on the show. Okay. Okay, oh, there we go. Hold down the left mouse button, and that will stock the shelf. Obviously, when it's emptied, we can get rid of that. Oh no, there's still. Oh no, there's still some in there. Okay, next box. We'll put them underneath. So you got the top, the front, and the backs together. There we go. Ugh. There we go. Oh. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, right then. Click on the price tag. So, click on the price tag. Sorry, wholesale price is 164. Obviously, we want to make a little bit of profit, so I think we'll put that to, say, 160. There we go. Okay, we've got to make a little $14 profit on that, so confirm that. We'll do the same with you. 160. Confirm. Cool. Right then, fill more shelves the same way. So we've got to do more, hey? So let's come into here. We'll click on this one. So people like, I don't know, maybe some dinosaur. Dinosaur head, or gosh. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. So we'll buy one of you. And maybe a boat. This is where why I recommend building up your funds first of all. Because yeah, it's gonna get a bit expensive. Let's see. I'd probably do a selection of Buddhas maybe. I'm kind of sticking with the boat theme at the minute, actually, with this shelf. So that one is a little. Oh, there is a mission for you to go into space, by the way. I did that the other day and it unlocked a few groovy-looking fish. There we go. Yes, definitely an interesting thing, because you've got no atmosphere, so you're literally floating around trying to find things, and yeah, it was kind of crazy. Let's do some you guys there. I might put some of you guys at the top there just to fill them up. I've also got to do the prices as well, so actually put them in the bin. Code 1, 2, 3. Typical. 1. Oh, there's something right there. I must have hit the bin, but not quite right. Okay, got that one. With a couple of those cans. Let's take you as well. And we'll throw that in there. Good. Right then. Let's sort out these prices quickly before we forget. So come into here. Oh, you can actually pick them up as well. Oh, that's cool. Ah, dang it. Oh, there we go. So I think to start off with, I'm going to go to add maybe $10 onto the top of that. So 242. Confirm. We'll add 10 onto that, so that'll be 92. Confirm. 253. Confirm. And 198. Confirm. There we go. That's cool, that's cool, cool. Right then, so it now says make your first aquarium with 3 different species of fish and make sure they have good conditions. Now we do have the places to put them on, so that's kind of cool. Mr. Milk Carton, let's get rid of you. Right then, so looking at these, we should be able to do some decent sized tanks here. So come into here, and I think we'll start off with probably that tank there. So buy. Now, this is where we've got to set everything up. So the first thing we need is some soil. So let's see. I kind of like this dark gravel look. Now, one thing we are going to need is obviously a shovel, so we'll buy that while we're at it. So we'll take gravel in one hand, or the soil should say, this spoon in the other, and then we'll just click on the tank. And all you have to do is literally click on the bag, then into the tank, and back and forth, back and forth. It's 5 scoops per tank. And obviously these bags have like 15 shovel loads, so you can do 3 tanks with that one soil. There we go. Once you finish, just right click to come out of the tank. And what we just do is we're going to shove that onto there, that onto there. So there's my soil. We can pick that up in a minute. And the shovel right there. So that's cool. Now, obviously, we're going to need things like heaters and filtration. Oh, excuse me. So we'll come into here. I think I'll go with probably this. Now, the other thing is, it'd be nice if it was added later on, is information on how much this will filter per hour, as it were, or per minute. So you can actually measure up with the correct tank. Obviously, these are quite big tanks, so I'm probably going to buy that for there. Also, we're probably going to need a heater and stuff like that, so we'll buy a standard heater and a standard thermometer, and we'll probably throw on some lamps as well, so a couple of lamps there. So that should get that set up. So 2, put the filter, if we can, on this side here. Oh. There, we'll put the thermometer and the heater on this side. Oh, I put it on the wrong bit glass. Put that there. Pop that there. Pop that there. Let me have that back a minute. Pop that there. Now, so we do need to add some water. Actually, what if we can mute this? Is there a way to music or find something a little bit better? Oh, that'll do. That will do. Right. So we need water. So we need to buy a bucket. So we'll come into here and black water bag. I think that I don't know what that's actually for. It may be for bad water or something. I have no. Ooh. I don't know. Right, we need a bucket. For the water. Where's the buckets in here? There we go. So a bucket. But obviously, one thing you will see is there's crowbars and hammers and stuff that you will need later on for certain tasks. But yeah, there we go. So with the water, with this one anyway, you have to obviously go to the sink to fill up, and you drop it in the tank. And I think it's around about 3 or 4 buckets worth to fill the tank. So that's 1. That's 2. That water looks a little bit minging actually in the bucket, but oh well. That's 3. I think it's 1 more. It might be 2, can't remember. It might be 4 or 5 actually now. Thinking about it. See, look at that, I'd say it's probably close to the top, but we'll do 1 more just in case. It might be 5, 5, 5. Nope, okay. Well, see, if you've got too much, you can always tip it out, like that. Straight into the sink, so we'll pop that on there. So, we now have our tank. We've got the soil in there, we've got water, we have a filter. Obviously, you can come into the filter by clicking on it with the right mouse button or the E. And obviously you do have to enable it, but you also have to make sure that it's below the water level. So we'll click that on, that will aerate it and filter the water. I'm not quite sure of temperature wise yet, so I'm going to leave that. So we need to set up some fish. Now actually with this one I want to add a backing onto it, so we'll come into here and we're going to set up, probably start off with a freshwater fish tank. Oh, that one would be kind of nice with the piranha actually, but I think I'll go with something bog standard like that. You see a lot of this in fish tank or fish shops over here. It actually has fishes in the image. Looking at that, we have some emperor tetras, maybe some gourami on the side, so that would do. And the thing is, you can actually do all 3 sides if you wanted to. I'm just going to do the back. Actually, I might wonder. I might do all 3 on this particular one, just as a demonstration. So we want with that one. So we'll grab 2. So 1 there. But yeah, you can put 1. Oh, I didn't want it on there. Oops! I didn't want that on that one. Oops. Okay. So if this ever happens, you accidentally put it on one side by mistake, you can actually come into the store, and with this scraper, if you buy one of them, you can actually scrape it off just like that, okay? Obviously, you will lose it and the money, but it's a good demonstration. I'm just going to leave it like that, so we'll keep that for the minute. But yes, let's enable these guys. Yeah, I think we'll go with the blue. And the nice thing is you can change the brightness as well. I might actually move them to the back of the tank there. Might be a little bit nicer. I always put them on the sides. I don't know why. I might change it in a minute. So, looking at that, obviously we want a freshwater fish. So we'll select that, and I'm thinking my new fish. I haven't got this set up on any fish tank yet, so I think as this is a new fish shop, this is going to be the prime first subject to add in. So this is going to be a vegetarian, that's fine, probably, or algae eater, that's fine. Also, we're going to need at least between 3 and 10 plants in here, along with between 5 and 12 decorations to make this guy happy. So if we grab, say, 5 plants and 5 decorations to start off with, let's come into here. Oh, let's go with a couple of fire lilies maybe, because these are new. So we'll go with a couple of those guys. These lotuses are best for the Japanese garden, but I do know some people put them into some of those bigger tanks as well. You can get moss backgrounds if you wanted as well, or you can actually decorate the bottom of your tank with a carpet of moss, which is kind of nice. I think I'll go with... Oh, I didn't even look at... Oh, I'm dumb. I am really dumb. Here. Obviously, we need to keep an eye on the temperature range. So this can be between 19 and 25. So let me just double check these guys. So between 19 and 25. So it's a little bit cold. So might save that for the next tank. That one would be fine. So, as we've got a few too many, we'll just put that over there. We'll pop that there. But we're going to shove this in here. And the nice thing is, once you get it in here, you can, if you want to, make it bigger. If you hold down your right mouse button and use the scroll wheel, you can make these plants a little bit bigger and more with it. So, see there. And Mr. Vortex, how are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you very much for the 10 stream streak. Much appreciated. So there, that looks not too bad. So let's find something else. So got to keep remember on that temperature range. So between 19 and 25. Also need to keep a note of that. 19 and 25. Oh, I don't really like that one. That one's a little bit... Oh, actually, that would be fine. So we'll buy a couple of them. Oh, yes, we need to put the temperature on. So we'll set you to, say, 25 there. But it's not low enough. Typical. So give me you back. We'll pop that there. Now, one thing, you've got to be very careful as well with these plants. If the temperature isn't set correctly, you can kill those plants. Hence that little red information thing saying it says it's a little bit cold. But 25, that is fine. That is enabled. And obviously, you do need to make sure that you've got your thermometer in the water as well. I'm going to actually move that down just a little bit. Come on. Click on the glass. There we go. So that should hopefully be happy in a minute. Maybe the pH. Let me check this a sec. 5Q. Oh. What's up with you? Okay, there you go. See, it's not that even the plants have to be happy. So temperature wise, that is fine. The plant is dead because the temperature is typical. Now if this ever happens, you've got to take the plants out and chuck them away. So this one is now dead, unfortunately. So that's a shame. So yes, make sure you get the tank set up. Let me pop that there a sec, that there, that there. let's check you. Plant is dead. Yeah, so same thing again. So I wasn't quite quick enough with the temperature thing there. So we'll get rid of that. We'll buy a couple more. I'll probably do 3 of them and do 3 of these guys for the minute. So we'll come back into here, into the freshwater, and obviously it's this one here. So 1, 2, 3. 1. Obviously we're going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm kind of thinking maybe 1 on each side, 1 in the middle for these. So there. Actually, it might be a little bit too big. There we go. There. I'll make this one a little bit smaller. And pop that into the middle there. Then we'll take these 3. We'll keep them as they are. But I want to keep them so they're in the ground. So 1 there. 1 there. And we'll pop that one there. So who's not happy now? Okay, that's saying it's a little bit too hot. That's saying it's fine. So let's drop that just a little bit. And hopefully you guys should be happy. Yeah, there we go. So it's, yes, very tricky. You got to keep an eye on the temperatures for not only your fish, but also your plants. pH as well. So that's another thing as well. If I come back into here and I go back to those guys here. So at the top here, pH. Now, whenever you add water, it will always be neutral, which is pH of 7. Obviously, this needs at least a 7.1 minimum to be happy. So with that, if you come back into here, we'll have a pH minus and a pH booster. Obviously, this will lower it, the water pH. This will bring it up, the booster. So we need to purchase one of these. But while we're at it, we're going to buy one of them, because we're probably going to be needing it. So pH up, just 1 tap on the top. That should now be more than enough of what it needs. So if we come into here, Q, so pH 7.1, perfect. Obviously, enable for shop, yes, which means it will be able to be sold. And obviously, this is going to have the traits of a fresh water. So next thing, decoration. So for me personally, with a tank for fresh water, I tend to only keep stones simple. But I think with this one, because it's kind of a new fish, I'm going to go with maybe this guy here. Or something like this, maybe a mossy one. Yeah, let's grab a couple of them. We'll grab a couple of them. And probably a couple of them. So we can place these in. And the same thing again, same with the plants. You can make them bigger or smaller depending on where you're placing them. So you can also rotate them. So you hold down the right mouse button and then hold the left mouse button and move your mouse around. You can rotate them as well. But I think I want that one stood up. But I want it kind of there, I think. Pop that there. And another thing as well I found out when I was setting up that big oceanarium tank, with these rocks as well, you can overlap them slightly as well. So for example, if I come here, I can put a rock on top of another rock, and most of the time they will stick together almost, kind of like how they do in Farming Simulator. Pop that there. There. That one, for some weird reason, didn't want to react the correct way. So let's grab you and we'll lay that down, probably something like that'd be fine. That doesn't look too bad. I'm kind of happy with that. The other thing I'm probably going to do actually is I'm going to change that to a brighter, maybe a white this time. Yeah, so we can actually see the fish a bit better. I could do yellow maybe. See, this is another thing you can do. You can have different colors either side, so it shows up a little bit different. I don't know. Then we'll go with the yellow there, actually, for the minute. See what's like when we've got the fish in. So, let's get our nice new fishies. Now, with this, I'm going to probably go with Oh, maybe 5 or 6 to start off with. See how that does. There's another thing as well. Keep an eye on the size of the tank as well. Obviously, this needs a 420 litre tank, and obviously the one that we purchased was 450. So, yes, just big enough for this fish tank or this fish. So, drop them in the top. There we go. And instantly happy fish. Now the nice thing is if you can find fish that can be around about that same water parameters as these fish, you could add them in. So I'm kind of thinking maybe some goldfish to throw in there with that. So let's come into here. So obviously that's a pH between 7.1. Well, we'll go with the one right below because I think that's basically his parent. So if we look at that, obviously the pH is fine. The temperature, obviously a maximum of 24, maximum 25, that'd be fine. Traits exactly the same, so I think we'll buy a selection of them. We'll plonk them in as well. We'll check them. They're happy, which is good. 1, 2, probably one more fish. So if we got another goldfish, maybe that will be quite nice. So I tend to keep like goldfish, for example, like these guys here, all together. Over here, we would call them as a cold water fish. Then you have your tropical fish, which obviously technically need a heater. So things like these guys here, these are all like the tropical fish. You guys would call them freshwater overseas, but yeah. But yeah, over here we don't tend to put a heater in with these type of fish. But this lot here, we would. We do have the more right there. Temperature 22. That'd be about right, actually. I might need to just lower the temperature a fraction. But yeah, I think we'd be fine with that one. 1, 22, 22. So plonk them in there. But yeah, they're happy. Temperature is at the top, actually. It's at the high end. But I think, yeah, we'll be fine with that. So once you got your tank set up, that's not bad actually. I'm happy with that. The only thing I might do, give me that. Wonder if I can get that onto the back a sec. Come back here, you. There we go. Kind of thinking maybe put them onto the back here instead. So maybe one there. And one back there. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So there, so we'll set that to yellow, enable full strength. Same with you. Enable yellow tint. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of cool. Right then, so place the aquarium on the table in the store for customers. So this is the tricky part. I actually forgot how to do it, but to do this, you have to hold down the P key and then left mouse button, and you can pick up the whole thing. Once you've got it, you can come over to where it'll be placed. So we're going to put it right here. Once you get the little pop-up in the bottom right corner, you can click to place the aquarium on the bench, and it will position it perfectly. Oh, that's not bad, actually. That's not bad. I kind of like that. It's a nice little fish tank, actually. Turned out well. We've got the nice little filter there. We've got the heater. We've got the thermometer, the lights. Yep. That works. That works quite well. There we go. Right, come. Oh. Geez, we got our first customer, guys. Hey, PFs, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in, welcome in. And if I've missed anybody, I do apologize, but welcome in, everybody. So, come closer and talk to your first customer. Hello. Hello, son. Long time no see. There's still a lot of work ahead of you, but this aquarium supermarket already looks great. I couldn't miss the opportunity to be your first customer before the rest. And at the same time, buy something for my aquariums. Good luck. Well, thank you very much, sir. I hope you enjoy your visit, Ryan. So, wait until the customer finishes shopping. Do you like it? It's good. Hey, Mr. Wheels. If you guys are not following Mr. Wheels, make sure to click on his link, give him a follow. So let's see what this young man wants. I believe he'll probably come over here. So this is kind of a mixture. Oh, it looks like he needs some help. So it looks like he's asking for the black moles. So, buy a bucket, fill it with tap water. So, we got a bucket already. We're going to fill up with water. And fill the water in the barrel. Okay, so... But yes, do you like my voice acting? It's great fun, isn't it? Right then, so we'll pop that there for the minute. So we do need to purchase a fish net. So we'll buy you. And we got to use a net to catch the fish for the customer. Does it say any particular one? Not really. So you want a black more. So what I'd probably recommend doing... Oh, heck, I didn't mean to do that. Come here, you. Nope. Oh, fudge monkeys. Come back here, you. There we go. You can come actually into the tank itself and swim around. So I think we're going to grab... Oh, not you. Come here, Mr. Blackmore. There we go. Right then, so using that, use the outline of the machine. So we'll maybe put that in there, is it? I'm guessing. Use the outline of the machine to pack the fish. Oh yeah, it's oh, look at that, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm guessing he's after a couple then, so let's go grab another one. Let's see if we can do it out of here instead. There we go. It doesn't actually state how many he wants, so we're just going to keep doing this until he says he's had enough. So it's 1, that's 2. You didn't know alpacas could swim? Oh yeah. Oh, nope, we don't want you. There we go, there's another one. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how many this dude needs. Well, there's 4. Oh, that's 3, I should say. Okay, whoops. Oh, I see, so you pack one and yeah, okay. So I'm guessing if you overdo it, you can drop them back in. Oh, that's good then. There we go. So he just wants one little fishy. Oh, and a boat as well. Okay. So, what do you do with this thing? Oh, there we go. Black more there. By dragging it over the left to the front of the scanner. And then add them to the cart. Cart? What cart? The green bit, maybe? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, we get some money. Cool. So we got. So it's kind of very similar. Wow, 271 for a fish, and that. There we go. Okay, I got you. Oh, I could do this. I could do this. Right then. So got to remember, when somebody asks for a fish, you basically grab your fishing net. You got to grab it from the tank, take it over to this little machine, drop it in, which will bag it for you. Interesting. Then you give the bag to the customer, and I suppose once they've got the amount... of fish they want, they'll then come over to the till. Cool. And I just made my first few bucks. Nice. But yeah, the prices I think is a little bit high. 160 for a little boat like that. Right then, end of the day by clicking on the sign near the door to see the summary of the day. So, click on here. So, there we go. So, shop level 1. We have 1 star currently. We've had 1 customer visiting. Customer satisfaction is 3%. So, it is what it is. It's only the first day. Obviously, income. Yep. Outgoing money. Yep. What a surprise. Obviously, you do have to pay rent and bills and such. So, I'm currently running at a loss. But when you first start up any business, you should know that you're going to lose a little bit of money. But that's kind of cool. So, obviously, day 2, we've now got to go through and get things set up. So, I'm guessing we're going to need to set up more aquariums, the shelves, and unlock a lot more. But yeah, how is Mr. Wheels doing, by the way? So let's come into here. We're going to set you back to yellow. There we go. So I think the next tank we'll probably set up for maybe a saltwater one to go over the other side there. So in that case, let me grab my little bucket of tricks here. We'll pop that there. Also, we do have these plants that we can utilize at some point. But what? Oh, I'm kind of curious. So, if you were to buy a selection of plants in a box, do they go on the shelves as well, or do they have their own shelf? So that's for level 3. See, these I would actually have in their own little tank, as it were, because usually with plants, especially over here, you usually find the plants are submerged in a tank of their own. Kind of curious that they put them on the shelf there, but okay, we'll pop that into the bin. And the nice thing is you can unlock another cash register, and I guess that's another area for setting stuff up. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's very much similar to like Supermarket Simulator, but with fish. I think we'll just add $5 maybe onto that. So what might be 22? Confirm. But yes, next. Right then, let's find another tank. So we'll go with probably the tall one this time. So we'll buy that. And so gravel wise, I think we'll change this up to something kind of light, so like a sand one. So we'll go with that there. We'll grab our shovel. So 1, 2, we'll come into here, and we'll get all this set up for a what I would class as a marine tank or saltwater tank. Also, we're going to need to buy some salt in a minute as well. So don't let me forget that. Alright, one more. There we go. Super trooper. It's a little bit darker than I expected, but that'll be fine. So we'll shove that into there. Bucket. Also, we'll fill this up with some water first. Then also we'll get the heater, the filters. The only thing I haven't put in, well, I just remembered actually. Obviously, we need to be able to feed these fishies as well. So in here, under the triple dots there is this right here, an underwater automatic feeder. There's also one that can hang on the side. I'm going to buy one of these guys. Actually, I might buy a box of them as well. So we're going to pop that, if we can, on the back here. And obviously that will just keep the fish nicely fed, which is good. Let's go, I think, maybe here with the feeders. So we need to be able to change the price. There we go. So 450. Well, probably I had 25 onto that. So 475. Confirm. There we go. Obviously, let's get rid of that box because we don't need it anymore. And we'll carry on with our little fish tank. So we need to buy lights, heater, a backing. I'm kind of thinking a nice opened up backing on this one. Maybe something like an ocean floor, maybe? Look. We shall see. It could also change the opening time. Oh yeah, okay. I think that's probably going to be enough. Oh no, one more. There we go. Coolio. Might need to put some more water into that later on, but that's fine. Right then, so come into here. So we need to buy a bag of salt. I'm actually going to buy a box of salt as well. And we'll pop that on here for now. We can always move it around later on. And that's 73. Also, we want to make a little bit of money, so we'll do 75. So we're making $12 on that. That's fine. Obviously, I'm sure if they're unhappy, people will hopefully let us know that it's a little bit too expensive, so I'll drop it down until they are happy. Now with the salt, obviously we need to drop that into there. There we go. So that should now be a saltwater tank. So come into here, we're going to need a filter. So as this is a big tank, we'll go with that guy again. We'll buy that, and actually I'm going to buy a box of them to put on the shelf in a moment. There. And I think we'll pop that on that one there. Might as well buy it as we're going. So 115, we'll do 125, $10. There we go. We'll get rid of that. I can see Mr. Wheels doing this. But yes. Look at this, look at this. So if I come over to the door, yeah, look, I've got all of this now to play with. It's kind of nice. Maybe next time that I stream, I'll get into this here. So yes, Aquarius. Obviously, this is obviously going to be the aquatic supermarket. I'm not quite sure if it's open straight away, but I'm pretty sure you should be able to get there fairly quickly. If anybody is playing, right? So that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So we got a heater. We'll get this enabled. So the nice thing is, obviously, it's going to do the filtration. Actually, it shows right there, 1,000 liters. So that is not bad. That should be more than enough for this tank. Obviously, it'll do fresh water and salt water. You can actually sell it straight in here if you wanted to, if you have too many. But yeah, don't need to. All right, so we need a heater. So a heater. So buy heater. We'll buy a thermostat as well. So the heater, probably set it up this way is probably a better idea with the water in there, by the way, guys. So with that, we'll put you probably up the top here. We'll shove that there. That can go in the tank. There, we'll put them underneath the heaters. There we go. And let's grab you. We'll throw these in the bin. Nope. But yeah, it's interesting that they don't have multiple bins to throw into yet. But while we're here, we'll come into here. So 24. To be honest, you could just throw it on, but you're not going to make any profit. So hence why I'm upping it a little bit. Actually, we'll do 34 and make the 10. There we go. Obviously, that's 15, so we'll make that 20. Oh no, 25. There we go. That's fine. So that's in there. That's in there. Let's look at a backing, shall we? So come into here, back in. So yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe something with sand as a backing, but looking at this, there isn't really anything. I've still got some to unlock. See, there's something like that maybe, but personally I don't like it. This is maybe a stone one, actually, thinking about it. Stone backing? That might be okay. No, not really. See, you got something like that. Personally, I don't like it. A little bit of fun, maybe some jellies on jellyfish on the back there. You might give it a try. Yeah, go for it, Mr. Wheels. See, something like that would be kind of nice if you got lots of coral type fish. So, see, that looks a little like it's zoomed in a little bit too much. That would be more of a freshwater, personally. Same with that, it's more of a freshwater. Let's buy that one. That's not too bad. We'll put that onto the back. Yep, that'll be fine. So, what fishies are we going to have in here? So, saltwater, we're going to select to there. So, we can have things like clownfish, Moorish idols, all of this sort of thing. But the thing is, you got to make sure that you get the right fish with the right fish, as it were. So, I know I've got seahorses. I'm sure the tangs, these guys are all together along with the cardinals. So, I might go with that sort of mix. Maybe, if I wanted a specific... See, now this, I would say, have it in its own specialized tank. However, you might be able to mix in something else with it. Maybe some barracudas with it. Should we give it a try? Should we do like a lionfish and barracuda mix? Let's do 3 of them, because they're very similar traits, or same traits. Temperature 24 to 28. Yep, so that's the same there. pH 7 to 88. So technically they could go together. So I'm going to need to pH up it a bit. Out of interest, which was the lowest there? So 7.6. If we set it to 7.7. So come here, you. Come on, give me you. Oh, I need to empty the. Throw that there. Always have an empty hand. There we go. 1. There we go. So 7, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.4, 7.5, 7.6, 7.7. So that should now be fine for both the barracuda and the lionfish, which is good. Obviously, temperature-wise, I do need to make sure that that is set before. So temperature-wise, we're looking at 24 to 28, 23. Yeah, so if I set it to around about 25, both of them should be happy. Obviously, it gives a little bit of a range. Oops. We'll throw all them into there. Up. 25, there we go. Now it does up, there we go. So they are fine, temperature is good. Come out of the tank, there we go. Obviously, come into here now. Obviously, they are going to be unhappy to start off with. This is a good way of finding a good balance. So 3 and 3, yeah, that's going to be about right. Might be able to sell a couple of these along the way, but these are kind of high pricers. 268 for the lionfish. So these are going to be the good ones to get going if you can. But looking at this, we do need to get the temperatures getting there. So we need plants in here. We need decorations. So okay, so let's have a little look at their stats a minute. So this is saying between 4 and 9 plants. And yep, so if we aim for say 6 plants to start off with, so we'll come into here, plants, and we'll go with a bit of a mixture. Also, we'd need to keep it around about 25, so that'd be fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So temperature should be fine for these guys. Same thing again. You can make these a little bit bigger if you wanted to. And we're going to try and stick it to the ground. There we go. You can make them bigger. You can make them smaller if you wanted to. Just got to get it in there. So I'm kind of thinking a little, almost like a forest type area on one side, then having it open up a little bit, because obviously fish like a place to hide. So something like this. Bring that up a bit, and there. So yeah, kind of a little bit of a forest area, then a nice open up area. There's rocks on the other side. So to find some nice corals, actually, I think. So maybe something like a couple of them. Might throw a couple of those on there as well. And these are kind of funny little things, these. Maybe like a dead starfish, possibly. Actually, I might put yeah, we'll do one of them and we'll do one of those guys. So there we go. So start off with something like this in the middle here. Yep. And then we'll scatter these guys kind of around it. So maybe one there. One there. And we'll pop these a little bit further out. These kind of remind me of some of the rock pieces on Astral Colony, where you get the amethyst from. There we go, that's fine. And then finally we'll I don't want that big. Might just start that small, actually. There we go. Let's see, something like that. Let's see how the fishies I see. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we do need a little bit more decoration to make the lionfish happy. So with that, let's have a look. So we'll come into here. I might see if this. See, we've got shells and stuff as well. We could throw in there if we wanted to. I'm not going to worry about the pearl dude, but yeah, we'll go with a few different shells. So, but what I'll do with these, I'm just going to drop them, and wherever they land is wherever they land. So something like that, for example. So 1, 2, 3. Once they're dropped, what you can do, if you can find them, you can right click on them and you can actually make them static so they stay where they are. Actually, what I might do with that one, make it a little bit bigger, rotate it around something like that. So it almost makes it like a little cave. Obviously, you always see fish going in and out of little caves, don't you, in shells, so I think that'd be fine there. But there's that. And they're now all happy, which is nice. Obviously, if you can find more fish that are similar traits, you could throw them in there as well for the salt water. Now, the only thing left is maybe a couple of lights on the top. So we'll come into here. I haven't really used these yet, but I always go with these, to be honest. So 1, 2, and we'll buy a box of them. So let's put the box on the shelf, maybe at the top there. There we go. And we'll give that a price. We'll add 10 onto that, so 70 for the lights. We'll throw away that box. There we go. And then with these, yeah, I think I'll put these on the back, actually. Maybe on the front, actually. Let's see, something like maybe there. Where the heck did that go? Where the heck did that light just disappear to? That was weird. Oh well, we're going to have one light unit on this one then. If I can find the edge of the glass. There we go. There we go. Yeah, not quite sure where that light landed. Right, so right click and yeah, I think with this one we'll probably go with the blue. Got to make sure to enable it. Obviously blue, kind of like the ocean floor. That's not bad. It's not quite centered, but that'll be fine. Okay, so once again, hold down the P. We'll click on the tank and we're going to move that over. Oh, geez. To here. There we go. There you go. Obviously, now that that's set up, what we can always do is add in other fish along the way. And yeah. But that's not too bad. I kind of like that. That turned out well. Now, out of interest, we do have these little squares here, so out of interest, what would be best for a small... What's that really little tank there? So that's 150 litres. So this is more like a specimen tank. So maybe... Yeah, maybe do a little clownfish tank, eh? So let's buy one of them. Do I want a different floor for it? I think we'll go with that as the soil. I'm trying to make them all look a little bit different. So here we go. Oh, there we go. So, out of interest, will anybody who's not played the game before be getting the game and giving it a try? There we go. There we go, there we go. Also, we need to put some water in there quickly. You might give it a try? Yeah, go for it. It's not too bad. There is a few DLCs that come with it. And yeah, if you like your fish, I will say is definitely a good representation of the hobby. There we go. Yeah, I've pretty much since the age of what 15 or 16 had fish. Always freshwater, as you guys would say, tropical fish for those in the UK. So things like guppies, angelfish. I did last year. Was it last year or the year before? Have some African cichlids. So yeah. And by the way, hello, Mr. Farmer Marks over on YouTube. I might have missed you. Sorry. Can I put any more water in there? Yes, I can. So yeah, I've had fish most of my life, different types. I've had things like elephant nose fish. They were fun. I really liked catfish and stuff like that. I know I'm terrible. Let's see. So this is going to be... What did I say? We were going to do... Oh, yeah, the clownfish. So obviously that's salt water, so we need to buy some salt. So we'll shove that in there. Oh! Just had a thought. Can we... Okay, so it doesn't look like you can buy boxes of gravel to stock your shelves, though. But yes... We'll carry on with this. So anyway, so we need a small filter. So this is only a small tank. I'm trying to think of this. That one's probably 150. Yep, there we go. Oh, okay. Oh, dang! I didn't even notice that. So when you come into here, oh, okay. So if you actually hover over that icon there, it shows the filtration level, so you can match it in with your tanks. 715 litres for that? Jeez. 1,000 for that. 450 for that one. And obviously this little one, which is great for these small tanks. 150 litres, so perfect. So I think with this one, if I can get it onto that back surface. Okay, it's going to be on the side then. We'll enable that. Also, we're going to need, oops, thermometer and one of these guys. Obviously, if you wanted to, these surface heaters are great for the Japanese forest garden ponds, or maybe actually like the oceanarium or something like that. Right then, so put this. So I usually have this on the front glass here, but and I usually rotate the actual thermometer so the temperature actually shows. Okay, I totally missed that. Whoops. There we go. Pop that there. We'll pop that there. Obviously, temperature range. We need to. So 23 to 28. So if we go with, say, around about 26, that's fine. That'll warm that up. So let's see. Decoration-wise, how many did it say it would need? 5 to 16 corals. Okay, so let's start off with that. So corals, so maybe 5 small corals would be fine. So maybe a couple of them. I'm kind of trying to keep it like it would be in nature. So let's see. Maybe looks like a brain. I think it's actually classed as a brain coral. Actually, that one. What else? Oh, maybe something like that along the back there. That'd be quite nice, I think. Let's put that first. So maybe make it a little bit bigger. I'm kind of thinking that. Oh, with it? Or is that too big now? There we go. Dang it. I didn't want it to drop. I wanted it to place. So maybe something. Oh, these are not doing very well, are they? There. Maybe make that a little bit bigger. Rotate. Maybe something like there. The good old brain coral, make that a little bit bigger maybe. Tuck it in the back corner there. Yep, there we go. Got to reposition this. There. I'm trying to keep it very simple for the poor fishies, but almost representing the real life. Obviously, if it was real, I would definitely have some proper anemones and stuff like that for the clownfish to actually swim into. Obviously, it did say it wanted some plants, so a few plants, so 4 plants. Okay, so what about some seaweed? That should be fine actually. By a couple of them. What was the temperature on that? Minimum 23. So 23 or above, really. So that'll be okay. I can set it to 25 minimum. That one's too low. That's too low. The temperature range, that's too low. Maybe that. But yeah, we'll do a couple of them, a couple of them. There we go. Let's see, we'll stoop to you there. Are you going to allow me to put you in between there or not? Oh yeah, there. Yeah, we'll plonk that there for a minute. There we go. That's not too bad. I kind of like that. Let's just check that temperature. So it's at 26. So that should be okay, I think, overall. So let's see. You are happy. The green one is happy. Yeah, that's good. So let's get these fishies in here quickly, and then we'll probably be wrapping it up. So let's do 1, 2. Oh. Now, obviously, one thing is I do need to bring that pH up to 7.6. So pH up. So 7.1. Need some bigger plants. I know. Well, this is only a small coral tank, so you can't really do too many big things. Otherwise, it looks terrible. 7.6, perfect. So there. So let's just check. Okay, they're a little bit unhappy with the plants, so maybe 1 or 2 extra plants. Oops. So I'm kind of maybe thinking something like this because it's got a wide range. So let's do a couple of them tucked into the back. Come on. No, I don't want to touch the glass. Maybe there. And one there. And the thing is, some of this will grow as well, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, they are happy. Fish is pretty much at the maximum, but overall they are happy. One thing I didn't do, thinking about it, is add feeders. So let's do that quickly on the other tank as well. We'll do it on the side one, and finally I think something like that on the back of here. So 4 there. Look at that. Not bad. Feeder there. We'll slap a feeder onto the back. Oh, on the side there will be fine. And a light. Just a quick little light there. By that. And we'll probably have it. Yeah, let's go sideways if it will allow me to. There we go. And I think with that, maybe a pink, I don't know. Oh, that don't look too bad. Look at that. Oh yeah, I'm good. Right, and so oh fudge monkey, didn't mean to do that. There, right. Hold P, left mouse button, and we'll move that over to the small area there. Like a professional, okay guys, look at that. I like that. That's not bad actually. That is not bad, but we are going to call it there for today. Actually, let me just run it through the day quickly just to see how they are. I think we're pretty much done. I didn't have any customers thinking about it, which is interesting. Maybe I need to change this so it shows the open hour of, say, maybe 10 o'clock. There we go. There we go, there we go. So we got stock here. So I'm guessing once customers do come in, I'll have to go to the fish tanks, do the same thing as earlier on. Grab the fish and go on from there, get them bagged up and anything else they want. But with that being said, guys, I want to say a big huge thanks for you guys coming out today. Yeah, there was no questions about the game really, so that's kind of nice. But hopefully you guys get an idea of the gist of the game. But I definitely recommend it if you're into fish. It's definitely one to get going and give it a try. But yes, make sure to just keep an eye on those water parameters as well, okay? And Steve the Farmer, how you doing? Have you tried Food Production Simulator? I don't think so. I've done Supermarket Simulator and I've done a couple of others. Retail Company Simulator. I don't think I've ever done the food one yet. I think Farmer Mark's done something similar to that though. But yes, maybe something to look into in the future. Obviously, every Wednesday, I will say, every Wednesday, what I want to do for the foreseeable future anyway, try a few different games out. Obviously, I might come back to this next week again to show you an update for this, and then I don't know, maybe move on to something else. But then again, I do have obviously the whole shop to get set up, and also the Arctic base. It doesn't cost that much, to be honest, so maybe next week I'll jump into the Arctic base, give you an update on the supermarket itself, and yeah, who knows, I may even have some additional fish sorted out as well. But yeah, I've got 3 more tanks there to get set up, as well as getting through and doing all that. So yeah, I've got a whole lot of things to do. That is for definite. Let me stop that there. Actually, one thing I am going to do, because I know what I'm like, I'm going to save that right there and go over to the ending screen and say a big huge thanks to all you guys for coming out today. Much appreciated. Mole Simulator is fun, is it? I might look into that. I might just look into that. Is that one where you have to set up multiple different stores, possibly? Maybe, I don't know. Right then, let's have a look who is out there on Twitch. Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's see. Have I thought about the iron rod yet? No, I haven't. I was producing plenty of iron rods, so you should be as well, Mr. Farmarks. Multiple inside stores and large stores and unlocked products. Yeah. So yeah, I know what a mall is. Yeah, we have something similar over here too. But yeah, but yes, I might have a look into it. So I'm actually looking here at the moment. So we do have PJ Trep doing Farming Simulator. I think we might go see Truckin' G. Oh. See, now, I'm in an hour now. So there is Ashley Kelly out there doing Cafe Owner Simulator. So similar style to this, but obviously cafe owner. Or I was thinking Truckin' J. Oh, I don't know. I might go see Truckin' J, actually. He's got fewer viewers. And yeah, we love Truckin' J, don't we? So let's get this raid on the way. But yeah, like I said, Friday I will be back on the farm. Then obviously next week I'll probably be back in on Wednesday to show you the progress on my new little supermarket. Also, make sure to check out Mr. Wheels, Mr. Farmarks, and any other guys that had a shout out today. I do apologise, like I said, if I missed you. But thank you for popping in. There he is, right there. We'll get the raid underway. But yes, have a great rest of your day, guys, and I will see you on the farm on Friday at my usual new time of 6 p.m. GMT. Till 8 p.m. GMT. Stay safe, guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.